What's up, everybody? Today I just wanted to give you the pollen patty recipe that I use most often. It's really good for quick protein and just getting those extra nutrients to your bees. I mix mine in two parts. I make my wet ingredients, which is going to be my base, and then I mix my dry ingredients together separately before I put them all together into the base. For your base, you're going to need a 2-to-1 sugar mixture. So that is going to be 1 pound of water to 2 pounds of sugar. And you can heat this on your stove. Don't bring it to a boiling, but a light simmer until all of the sugar is completely dissolved into the water. Set that aside to cool for a little while. And in a big bowl, mix, depending on the amount that you need, this can be scaled up or down. I brought mine to the base scale that I could, the simplest scale that I could for you, for a one. I'd say this is probably a 1 or 2 hive batch. It would supply them for a little while, and then you can scale it up from there. I use soy flour in my mixture. Instead of regular flour. It's a better mixture and it's better for the bees. I find they like it a little bit better. It tends to have more, I don't know if it actually has more salt in the mixture, but it seems to. So they just like it a little bit better. I use 226 grams of soy flour, which equals about a cup and 3/4, give or take a little bit, depending on who you ask on dry weights. It's a little bit less than 1 3/4 cup, but that's about the right way. You're gonna need 28 grams of brewer's yeast, which if you go to the store and get a pack of just regular yeast, that works too. And they come in packets of about 11 or 12 grams, I think. So you'll need a few packets. But they do come in chains of like 3 or 4, so. And then 340 grams of sugar, which is about a cup and 2/3 or so of sugar. Mix all that together separately in its own container. And at this stage too, that's where you can add things like your honeybee healthy. You can add lemongrass as an attractant, a couple other vitamins and minerals for the bees and health treatments. You can add them in at this stage. Then you want to take all of your dry ingredients and mix them into your wet ingredients, your base, and knead it until it's about the consistency of bread dough or so. When it's about that consistency and it's fairly cool, pull it all out of the big bowl that you have it in, or the container. Lay it out on a sheet of wax paper and kind of shape and roll it out until you get it about the thickness that you want. About 1/2 inch thick works pretty well. It's a good little source of food for them. And I use my hands as a source of measurement just because it's quicker. Or you can eye it out, it doesn't really matter. But for me, when I use my hand, it ends up being about a pound and a half per patty brick. And you can make them thicker, thinner, whatever size you want to. But then I lay another sheet of wax paper on top. I cut them all to size, and then I stick them in Ziploc baggies and I freeze them until I need them. Freezing it will prolong the shelf life quite a while. But if you don't, you would want to use them, if you want to use it immediately, if you don't freeze it, you want to use it within 3 to 5 days max. I would say before you should put it on a hive. If you're going to wait longer than that, definitely go ahead and freeze it. It'll be fine. That's my quick pollen patty recipe. It's a little something different for the bees, so they're not just on sugar syrup water all the time.